Yay. How do you feel about that? I feel really good. That's a good thing. I think that's the biggest income tax relief in Idaho history. It's a good start. We need to keep doing it.
Oh yeah, Speaker Moyle is thrilled, and Idaho taxpayers might be as well, as those who are considered in the middle income range will soon find somewhere around $130, $130 more in their pockets. This afternoon, Governor Brad Little signed House Bill 40, the $253 million tax relief bill, which will reduce the income tax rate from 5.69% to 5.3%. It also expands the tax exemption on military pensions and gets rid of the capital gains tax on precious metals. $253 million is a bit more than the $100 million Governor Little proposed at the beginning of the legislative session, something he told us last week he wasn't happy with, but obviously not that unhappy since it didn't keep him from signing it today. Joe Paris, this is just the beginning of these tax bills that we've seen. I think a couple more could still get in front of the governor, not including the $50 million that he already signed that takes money out of the general fund because of the parental school choice tax credit.
Yes, and another, I guess, same situation would be the grocery tax credit.
Yep.
That would be another $50 million that wouldn't show up in the general fund. Of course, there's the property tax relief that unanimously passed the Idaho House. It's in the Senate right now, and there's other ideas floating out there for tax relief as well. Infrastructure, supplements to the Techem Fund. So there's a lot of taxes to still be cut. And there's also a lot of budget items under consideration. Right now, the state of Idaho is focused on Medicaid, and just today, the Idaho House advanced a new version of a proposal to rein in the possibility of a runaway Medicaid budget. And previous versions included a provision to repeal Medicaid expansion as a cost-saving measure. This latest version does not do that, and critics say that is an improvement, but they still have concerns. Supporters believe that this one will make it to the governor's desk, a move to save future Idahoans money.
This is not about requiring people to work. It's about requiring people to navigate very extensive paperwork proving it. And people run afoul of paperwork. And then when you have all these working people kicked off of Medicaid, they turn up at hospitals, they have no insurance. We're right back where we were before Medicaid expansion, with rural hospitals feeling the strain, going out of business, passing on costs to all those that are insured.
Again, this is only dealing with the Medicaid expansion population as well, which Medicaid expansion was brought into place for the working poor. Right now we have 47% of them not working. And so again, this is a good bill, and I would ask for your green light. Thank you.
So the conversation on Medicaid is now in the hands of the Senate. We will follow that, of course, for you. Here's a question for you. What if you seriously disagreed about an evacuation during a flood or wildfire? Should Idahoans have the right to refuse to leave their house in those situations for whatever reason? Well, a bill to accomplish just that is headed to Governor Little. House Bill 97 would allow Idahoans to refuse evacuation orders. In exchange, it requires them to accept all the risks of the situation, and they'd be on the hook to reimburse rescue costs if their choice ends up being a bad one and they have to call for a dangerous rescue. One lawmaker speaking in support of it used her own experience as an endorsement.
Several years ago, we were in the middle of a forest fire, a huge forest fire, and we stayed and protected our ranch, and we saved all but one building. So this bill does work, and we knew the responsibility that we had by staying.
Critics of the concept say that the whole idea puts first responders in danger, asking them to do things that could be more difficult down the road. But now the question is, will Governor Little sign it, veto it, allow it to become law? We will find out over the next several days. And finally, a new idea pitched early this morning looks to add more transparency to situations where Idaho lawmakers or statewide elected officials go on trips out of town that they did not pay for, aka when a lobbyist would fly out a lawmaker to do what special interest groups do best, wine and dine. A question, though, about splitting lawmakers and state executives into separate bills did come up.
I would rather have seen these in one bill. I'm afraid that one may pass and the other may not, and that's kind of a concern that I have.
So the latest idea actually removed a previous provision that would have required disclosure of receipts to see the actual dollar amount that these trips cost. That's been taken out. But both ideas, individual bills, they were printed. So now it'll be interesting to see if lawmakers want to create these rules for themselves or the governor, or neither, or both, or one of each. You get it. But Brian, it is a big deal, and we know that there's a push for transparency at the State House.
Okay, I want to go back really quickly, because to Senator Carlson's point, she did stay, she did protect her property, so that is already allowed, correct, when it comes to evacuations?
It's allowed, but now it's in state law.
Okay. That book keeps getting thicker. All right, thank you very much, Joe.